Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by lineups.com. Nate and Josh back on a Tuesday with 4 games in the league before an onslaught of 14 games here on Wednesday night. Before that All-Star break comes around, last day games this week is Thursday, but we've got some best bets on the sides and totals. Got plenty of player props in here for you as well, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Continue to follow along with us the rest of this season. I'm sure we'll have some fun All-Star stuff. We got to get at least our usual All-Star looks in for you guys as well with some bets, but let's get into your first look here for Tuesday. Nate, you like this Clippers team that's proving to be feisty so far post-Harden against this Rockets squad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of points for a game with a total that touched 210, bet down from 221. I mean, it's up a little bit now, but it's projected to be a low-scoring game. So, like, what are we saying with this line? That the Clippers are not going to score like 90? With Kawhi Leonard probably the hottest offensive player in the league right now. I do think they're going to be able to keep pace here with the Rockets offense that is not good whatsoever. And, I mean, yeah, you take Harden out of there and you bring Derrick Jones Jr. in, right? He comes back from injury right at the trade deadline. Not a coincidence that they're suddenly 106 defensive rating in 2 games, looking like defensive juggernauts, the Clips. And he's been a very good matchup for KD, has DJJ, holding him to 19.7 points, 97 offensive rating in the last 6 matchups. Without KD, I don't trust this Rockets offense whatsoever. Şengün, I mean, he's going to get a trio of centers thrown at him. We'll see what he can do. But he's been a bit of a liability defensively, called out multiple times, right? I mean, Udoka is forced to play Reed Shepherd as well as Şengün. So it's not a situation where Houston's the defensive juggernaut that deserves this kind of line, -8 with a low total, like as if they're just going to completely shut down this Clippers team. I mean, Kawhi went for 41 on 16 for 23 shooting with Amen Thompson out there in December. I mean, 31 points per game in 3 meetings with Amen Thompson. As good as Amen is, like there is no Kawhi stopper right now. They're playing well around him in terms of John Collins being a good secondary option. You're introducing Benedict Mathurin as well, who's going to be probably get into the free throw line against this Rockets squad. So I definitely like what the Clips can bring on both sides, and just grabbing a bunch of points along with it, like seems like closer to a toss-up to me.
Yeah, if you believe in what the Clips are doing, and I think we do, because all it is Ty Lue with a good defense, with Kawhi being peak Kawhi. That's a scary premise in general. And like, yeah, strictly on defense, like this team is trying to make its bones on defense, and it's then you insert James Harden as a crucial player, a couple of years. It's not going to be conducive for a top tier defense. Right back to where we thought they were, and the Rockets, not the Rockets that we are expecting. This is a good spot for the Clips. I think it's a good spot for the Suns too. I mean, the Mavs are on a 7-game losing streak. Their season is clearly in full tank mode as well. You can really add them to the list of teams here that we know are just not trying to win, and that's been evident in the last 7 games. And to be fair to their team, they don't have the players to really score. They don't have an offense. They don't have an identity. I mean, Max Christie isn't even there anymore. They're losing good spot up shooters. They're losing guys that were good with the ball in their hands, that were good off ball. Now it's just a lot of mishmash. 28 minutes. Cooper Flagg is the future, and I'm not sure how much of the season Cooper Flagg has left. Like I think March is going to be a month of spotty games for Cooper Flagg. That's what we're looking at here for Dallas moving forward. And for Phoenix with Book back, that's really all I need to know. Like they were pretty good without Book. I will say, I don't want to like just take everything away from them and say Booker has to be there for them to be a good basketball team. But to be an above average, a better than good basketball team, yeah, they do need Booker. And so in their last 10 games with him, they've had a couple of tough losses in that time frame where they're playing really good teams, like Embiid being back for one of those games, lost to him, lost to Houston as well. But other than that, with Booker, they're 7-3 in their last 10. And they have a plus minus here of about like 6.3 per game or so. The Mavs are just losing. Like they're not doing anything because they can't score. If you look at every pretty much important metric for shooting when it comes to the last like 7 games, as they're on this 7-game losing streak, it's not good for them. For when it comes to true shooting, they're second worst. Their effective field goal percentage, second worst. Their rebound percentage, something that was actually pretty good for a while, as they were able to like defend the paint and kind of keep people off the boards because they had 4 good centers at one point in time. It seems like a long time ago now, because now they're back down into the bottom 10, bottom 6 actually in terms of rebound percentage, limiting opponent rebounds. The pace for them, I was looking at that earlier. It's actually really, really high now. Again, they're not really playing with a true center on the floor very often at this point, with Gafford getting spotty minutes as well. So, I mean, I suppose there's some room for points, but Phoenix so good on defense. Like, I'm not worried about their ability to get back against Dallas or to handle the wings. That's what the Phoenix defense is full of, is good athletic wings that can handle the Mavs.
Yeah, I mean, the defense is what I lean on in this, and I agree 100%. The one thing I'll add to the spread spot is Mavs look ahead spot to playing the Lakers on Thursday, playing the Lakers and Luka. So, yeah, they could easily punt this game. Clay is questionable with rest. He hasn't missed a game in a while, but that takes away a 3-point shooter from a team that's dead last in 3-point rate in their last losing streak here, and is depending on scoring at the rim in transition, not getting assists. That's just all a recipe for disaster against the Suns defense. It's so disciplined. So team total under is where I went with this, just kind of hedging against the idea that the Suns offense isn't fantastic either. I like under in this game. Suns have been averaging 212 at home. In their last 13 home games, they've held 10 of the last 13 teams under this. And the exceptions have just barely gone over, with Donovan Mitchell or Kawhi Leonard just taking over the game. I mean, what do we got here? We got Cooper Flag and nothing else, like you're saying. And I think Dylan Brooks is going to take that challenge on quite personally and try to shut the young buck down. It's probably going to be pretty inefficient as far as what Dallas can do. I mean, yeah, get some second chance points in here. I mean, they during this 7-game skid, they've gone over this total, which is 228 just once. And that was when Flag had 50 points in Charlotte. They had 2 stone unders at the Rockets and Knicks, despite shooting 46% from 3. And they're coming off these pace up spots that's dragged their pace up. Granted that, yeah, they're above average pace right now, but playing with the Spurs at a 109 pace in their last game, I think it's just leading to an inflated total. Phoenix is going to slow that thing down to 96. And they're just not going to give up much defensively.
Feels right. Yeah. I mean, this is a big part of the same cap that we're talking about here. So I'm with it. And down to move to this Knicks game where they're taking on a Pacers team that is not good down low. So I know we both are interested in some cat stock today. And for me with him, it's boards, mostly just because of the opponent. And I'm looking at Indiana as a team that, I don't think there's someone that's going to come in. Well, actually, Zoo is suiting up for this game. I can't remember fully. If he is, I don't know if he's getting full, but
still questionable. Yeah, it's possible he goes.
Yeah, it's possible he goes. The rebounds have still gone straight up. So we'll see. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, actually, as the Pacers sort of pivot from the easiest team to rebound against to we'll see what happens with Zubac out there. They still need to lose. They have to lose. They have to finish 1 through 4 to keep their first round pick. If it's 5 through 9, then they have to give that up to the Clips in that Zubac trade. If it's 10 through 32 or 30, however many teams there are, then they get to keep it as well. So it's an interesting dynamic where it's they have to either be guaranteed, really giving themselves a chance to be in the top 4, or they have to make sure they're outside the top 10. Either way, I don't think we'll see Zoo full go all the time. Consistently, still questionable in this game. Moving forward, as though he's not playing, this is still the easiest team to rebound against. So I would be looking at Cat in that situation without Zoo for some alt stuff on the boards as much as anything. You also have to really just pick your spots with Cat when you kind of know, okay, they need to feed him to keep him happy. How recently has he complained about being the guy who sacrifices for the Knicks or whatever? And then just feed him a little bit, and then you're good to go. This isn't even a situation where I think you have to. I think the minutes will be there because I'm torn. I'm down to bet actually Pacers plus 11.5, although it's in New York. That's the thing that's just keeping me away from the side in general, as I can see the argument on both sides pretty equally here. But even if this stays around 10, 9, 11, we've seen Cat out there for still 30, 32 minutes in these situations. They're kind of depleted. No Mitch Rob as well. So we just saw this against the Wizards. It's kind of what I'm using as a really good use case where Mitch Rob is missing. They were up by 30 in the third quarter. Cat was still out there in the fourth, ended with 15 boards. Looking at a similar situation for that here.
Yeah, I'm with it. I think this is a feed the Cat night because tomorrow they're facing the Sixers. That's way more of a Brunson matchup. This is way more of a Cat matchup in terms of attacking the Pacers. I mean, Zubac playing could hurt the boards here potentially if they just actually have a big body and it's no longer the Pacers team we've seen before. So I maybe would wait to fire on that. As far as the points, he has still averaged 25.7 points per game his last 3 against Zoo. So it has not been a bad matchup necessarily for Cat. And the Pacers defensive scheme in general, they chase you off the line. They then get smacked down low by both power forward centers, whatever you want to say Cat is. They're limiting field goal percentage at the rim, but the second most attempts leads to the second most paint points. Also, second most points per game to the pick and roll man. So, and Cat has stopped taking as many threes since the Knicks like wake up call 9 games ago. He's down to 3 attempts per game attacking the rack. That's what we're going to see here. Without Mitch Robinson, I mean, there's some home road split stuff here where the 8 on the road, he's averaging 17 a game, 15 boards. To your point, the boards way go up. The 5 home games without him, 27 points per game. He's a plus 42. The only under was the season opener against Evan Mobley and the Cavs. His last 8 home games, he's now averaging 30 with without Mitch Rob, that is, when that Knicks offense comes to play. So, I mean, I'd be looking at, if you're looking for a little like plus money here, plus 490 is Cat leading scorer in this game. He has to beat out basically Siakam and Brunson. And if you're agreeing with the like Brunson's going to be more needed tomorrow on the second end of the back-to-back, and this is feed Cat night, I think he can go for 30 in this spot, especially if Zoo does not play, and then that's a big time cash.
Yeah, I can see the points too. Those have definitely climbed up from 18 and a half. So I think people are definitely looking at Cat in this game, obviously. And I'm with it. So however you wanted to play it, I think 20 and 12 is still a good look for Cat today. But I'm going to go to another guy's boards here. Jabari taking a little bit of juice in this spot. Like, it's not a great matchup specifically because both teams are playing slowly and both are really good at rebounding. I'm looking pretty individually at the matchup with Brolo getting the start at this point and playing last game without Yannick Niederhauser, he did play 36 minutes because Yannick got hurt in the first 6 minutes. There's just not much competition. Now, Isaiah Jackson, I think, might play a bit in this game. I don't know how many minutes he's going to get. I don't really know what to do with it, but my main point here is if you have Alpi Şengün guarding Brolo, you have Jabari Smith on John Collins. I suppose you look at Tari, who I would guess is on Kawhi at that point. I think Jabari is going to be in that spot where Collins is in the corner, Brolo's out at the top of the key, Şengün's pulled from the basket, yet there sits Jabari Smith still in the best position at that point of anyone on the court to get a rebound. So I'd like his boards here at 6.5. I would take 7.5 for around plus 110 or better if you're getting that at this point. It's kind of spilling over on some books, and I'm still okay with that plus money. I think it's the same difference essentially. So that's where I'm at with Jabari. His recent stuff has been nice too. Really high rebound chances. Had one game of just 6 boards with 16 rebound chances in the last 5. That's impacting things where it's the projections look good based on his recent rebound chances, like I'm saying, and that's all actually pretty correlated with Steven Adams no longer being around. And if the game is close and not a blowout, then he maintains this roughly 13, 14, as high as 16 rebound chances. And I think this is going to be a specific spot for him where he'll be on the high side of those chances.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, Şengün, we've talked about his rebounds a couple weeks ago, and just watching the man unable to jump over a paperclip, like he's just like a Brook Lopez out there. He needs help on the board. So I'm going to offer 2 here because taking LeBron under in this spot is probably just going to be a void. Is LeBron James really going to play after playing 36 minutes last night with a big matchup on Thursday against Luka's former team? 3 and 4 night spot. He might not, but if he goes, I think you're getting value at 22.5 points. And then I think the Spurs are still going to clean this thing up against a tired Lakers squad that almost was able to beat OKC. Again, LeBron goes for 36 minutes. He does not score against Wemby recently. He's at 16 points per game, happens to average a triple-double. I don't know what you believe about those assists. I'm still willing to fade the whole PRA here because recently every assist has basically been hitting in terms of the potentials, 10 assists on 14 potentials. The Spurs have been very good limiting threes where LeBron's going to be able to kick it out to. But as far as scoring, teams are shooting 56% at the rim against the Spurs, their last 7. That is best in the league. He, again, has not scored against Wemby, and his usage rate is actually almost the exact same when Luka plays or does not. It's a much bigger shift if Austin Reeves is out. And who knows which guy we're actually going to get here, because Luka could be back, but he's still going to be saving up for Thursday. LeBron has played the last 2 back-to-backs, I will say, and actually produced. Definitely went over against Atlanta when they smoked them. Definitely went under against Toronto. And as far as just a small sample size, you got one good defense, one bad defense. Spurs are a very good defense, and particularly the type of matchup for the vet to struggle in. And so, yeah, just to offer a second one in case that doesn't go, here's Jarace Walker with the Pacers, big dogs here. With Mathurin out of town, Neesmith questionable, pretty clear path to minutes. He had 39% usage when they rested all their starters against the Jazz last week. OG Anunoby might not play. He might wait for next night. Knicks are limiting, the above the break three, but allowing corner threes and allowing 70% at the rim during this hot streak. And that's what Jarace Walker's been scoring. 90% of his points off drives, double digits in 9 straight, and 7-2 to the over on his PR. So I'll take the points with Walker there.
Yeah, I still like Jarace. Not the best matchup by any means, but I'm not sure if you mentioned OG questionable after missing the last game too. So that would be a prime option for a defender on him. Otherwise, you're talking about guys coming off the bench with him for the Knicks, right? I suppose there's a world in which he starts. He's had spot starts, but for the most part, coming off the bench and then getting at the very least like 25, 26 with ceilings as high as like 30, 32. He's definitely the beneficiary of blowouts. So he's got outs, as we say in poker. He's definitely got some options for how he can get there. But Brook Lopez going to be fading him. This opened at 10.5. I got a little bit of overnight on it as well on the 10.5 there for basically the same number. And I was like, you know what? I'm happy to come back in a point less, the same odds. Because first of all, I love the 3 number here. He's shooting obviously a ton of threes, roughly like 50-60% of his shots per game are from 3. And so this 9 number, getting under that, even if he hits 3, okay with that. And the 2.5 is a pretty high, there's high odds for him to go over. Like it's not a likely bet here according to the implied probabilities. But the point here is like he's not really like upping his shot attempts even when he plays big minutes. Even if you look at the games that he's played this season without Zubac, there's been 9 of them. He's averaging 10 a night in those situations. One of those games he scored 31 by making like 9 of 14 threes against the Trailblazers. I guess Donovan Clingan didn't really want to come out there and guard him, didn't really get the scouting report on, 20-year vet Brook Lopez that he's going to be standing out there shooting threes. So that's it. Other than that, he's gone over against like the Wizards and really even when he's playing full minutes right now with the guys that he has coming in behind him. Again, Isaiah Jackson could take some of those minutes from him in addition to Niederhauser being available and getting 20, 25 minutes in that range, as high as like 27, really depending. I don't think there's necessarily a blowout incoming in either way. The 8-point spread, you like the Clips, and I fully agree too, indicating this is going to be pretty close, low-scoring game, not a lot of points to go around, and there's no design plays for Brook Lopez, especially when it's Kawhi Leonard's offense. It's essentially like be ready to catch and shoot, and the Rockets are really good at getting out and limiting anybody shooting. They're not letting even centers get out there if they know they can shoot. Alperen is going to be out there guarding Brook on the 3-point line. Again, why I don't love his rebounds as much and why I like Brook to go under.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you just know your personnel, which Houston is on their P's and Q's. It's like this guy moves at a glacial speed if we're able to go out there and close out. Could see Yannick Niederhauser, stumbled on that name, but
you nailed it.
Could see him in there a lot more for defensive purposes as the Clips lean into that side of the ball.
Yeah, fully agree. So that's all the time we have for you guys in this one. Definitely make sure to subscribe to that channel. We will be back here with the rest of the week as we have it for the NBA, and then obviously some All-Star stuff and back after All-Star week. So until we see you next, happy betting.